doing some hill work. Decided to hike one of the hills by us. So while I'm out today, I thought I'd do some more Q&As. I think this one will deal with cost, water, my dog, and one specific around Vito. So we'll work those in today. Wow, I am going up a hill. I don't know if I should be breathing this hard. Lynn St. Aubin asked me what it cost for me to hike last year. And that would be minus any shuttles or gear purchases. Most people say you can get by on the Appalachian Trail for about $1,000 a month. And I would assume that's mostly for food and lodging. You'd probably have to have a little extra in there if you need to get some gear replacements. I know I had to replace poles, shoes, a CNOC bladder, and a water filter along my way. So those all add up. In general though, I'd say I spent anywhere from $1,600 to $2,000 a month. I didn't stay at cheap places usually. I splurged on bed and breakfast and that type of thing. So you can definitely get by with less. Chuck Bauer was asking about my water and if carrying more than 2 liters was unusual for anybody on trail. So I use a water bladder for my main source of carrying water. And right now I have a 3 liter. I'm looking at trying to get a 2 liter because I think the 3 liter is definitely overkill. I have a 1 liter, but it's not enough for me. I really don't like stopping frequently and having to refill the water. I do carry on my pack a smart water bottle. It's a 700 milliliter bottle, and I usually have that 3/4 full. And I do that because it's hard to tell what your water's like during the middle of the day when it's in your pack and in the bladder. So I have that as a backup. And I also use it when I want to mix in some electrolyte type things. As far as what's a typical carrying capacity for people, I would say some people just carry their smart water bottle and fill up at every stream they come to. That's definitely risky in the summertime when the water sources are drying up, as it is, especially in the Pennsylvania area. MUN put out a ton of water jugs to try to help people out, but you can't count on it. So I have a fear for not having water at the end of the day. So I tend to carry too much. I remember the time coming out of the presidentials. There was water all around. There's a ton of water on this trail. If I had done my job properly, I would have looked at the map and not carried as much water. Hopefully that's a learning for those of you that are hiking. I ended up trying to dump a lot of my water at that point. So I would say I like to typically carry 1.5 liters in my pack, in my bladder at the start of the day, and at least a half a fill up in my smart water bottle on my pack. So 2.2 pounds per liter. So that gives you an idea of how much my fear cost me. I'm trying to get better at that, but the trade-off is stopping and refilling more often. So whatever you do, take a look at the maps, take a look at gut hooks, see what water sources you have, and then adjust accordingly. Thought I would add, anybody that's bringing a water bladder, I have a system set up where you don't have to take your bladder out of your pack. They have these fittings that you can buy off Amazon so that it's a quick connect to your water filter through the hose. I have a water bladder tucked in here, and what I end up doing is taking off the mouthpiece and then connecting the water source to here. That way I don't have to take it out of my pack. I'm going to take off the cap to the water filter and put on this attachment. And I'm going to attach this to here. So now I'm just going to squeeze. So this has worked out pretty well for me. I'll put a link up above to the YouTube channel that I went to where she describes how you set it up for yourself. Silva's Outdoor asked about my dog and how hard is it to leave him back, and how did my dog do while I was gone. I have a Siberian Husky, his name is Punchki, and he did pretty well while I was gone, but I couldn't have done it without the help of my family, and especially my daughter Alyssa. My dog does require medicine and shots. He gets a shot once a month for his arthritis. So Alyssa comes over and does that for me, and even does it now because she's a lot better at it than I am. And my husband has to give him medicine in the morning and in the evening because he has a thyroid issue. He does require being walked, and my husband stepped up for that as well as Alyssa. So I'm very thankful that they are helping me out. I did notice when I have been back that he definitely follows me around. I'm the one he likes to be around. So I know he does miss me, and I miss him. But luckily I have a great family that can take care of him while I'm gone. This next question comes from Lynn again. She asked about Vito and if he'll be joining me for any of my 2021 hiking. So I asked him that question, and he hemmed and hawed. It's not out of the question, but he doesn't want to go a week straight of really mountainous, tough, rocky terrain. Now he can do it. We just hiked Hamlin's Peak together for my daughter's wedding in October, and he did excellent. Better than I even expected. We got to the top, and on the way down, he was leading the pack down. So he has the ability to do it. It's just the will. And so, who knows? He might come out on trail. But it's not on the top of his list. I did get a question from Classic Buffalo, and that's my brother-in-law Rob. He runs that website. I'll put a link below. So he asked about wildlife, and he wanted a wildlife and critter report and fishing report. Well, I don't fish, so we'll get that out of the way. I did run into a couple of guys that were fishing while they were on trail. They were only out for a section hike. But as far as wildlife goes, I saw bear, moose. My most strange encounter was with a peacock on trail. I saw something blue off in the distance and thought it was a pack, and it happened to be a wild peacock. I did almost step on a rattlesnake. I came across black snakes. I, of course, saw deer. There was a docile deer by one of the shelters. Very friendly, not afraid of people whatsoever. I saw squirrels, of course, and rabbits. Can you hear it? Whippoorwill. Wake up call. 5:10 in the morning. So that's my critter stories. I'll put out a couple more Q&As. One of the topics is going to be what my plans are getting back on trail and what some of my expectations are for that. The other Q&A will be on gear. I did get some gear related questions, so I'll put together something for that. I just wanted to thank you for tagging along with me. I've been enjoying reliving some of my moments on trail, trying to put the answers together for some of these questions. So thank you for the questions, and I will see you soon on the next Q&A. What, is it time to eat? Are you ready? What do you want?
Give him a snack.
You want some food?